racks in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking at the flame out. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle.
What's going on, everybody? Man, Eric Wilson in for the Sports Arena. Happy New Year. 2025 is upon us. This is the first Sports Arena of 2025. And when I tell you it is no shock, no surprise to me, this is why they call today Black Monday. The day after the regular seasons are over is when we begin to see the changes that are being made for the following season. So, yes, that is what we will be talking about here tonight on the Sports Arena. I got three coaches that I want to talk about, and then I have another interesting development that has happened, coincidentally, here in the state of Florida. But let's talk about the first thing, and I think it goes without saying that this one, to me, does not make a lot of sense, because I truly still feel that when you bring in a head coach to basically be the leader and develop your team, there should be a period of time where that coach has time to implement their personnel, their scouts, their people, and most importantly, their players, in order to do what the owners are asking them to do, which is very simply win football games. But this one right here, this one has me more annoyed, on the verge of being truly pissed off for a number of reasons. Now, let me share with y'all what the owner of the Patriots, Robert Kraft, in his statement put out. Basically saying he informed Jerod Mayo that he would not be returning as the head coach of the Patriots. It was a hard decision for him, considering he's known Jerod for 17 years. Goes on to say that he has earned his respect and admiration, and throughout his career, his play on the field, as well as his leadership in the locker room. Not to mention the way he's conducted himself in the community. When he became a leader in the New England Patriots organization, his leadership was more evident as the players responded to him in a positive manner. He is grateful for the contribution and will always be rooting for the success of Jerod Mayo. And he still believes that he will be a successful head coach in the league. And goes on to say that they have fans who expect and deserve a better product than what has delivered in recent years. And Robert Kraft apologizes for that. Here's my thing with everything that was said in regards to that statement. If you got high praise for someone, if you believe in the success of someone, then why do you not give them ample time to bear fruit? Yes, the New England Patriots over the last 2 years have had 4-13 records. But last time I checked, Jerod Mayo wasn't the head coach last year when the Patriots were 4-13. No, that was the guy who brought you 6 world championships. And you let him, because of those 6 world championships, go out the way he felt was necessary. So you bring in Jerod Mayo. You know, a wise man once said to me, when I first got into this, he said, Eric, you never want to be the man to follow the man. You want to be the man after. So whoever comes in as the new head coach of the New England Patriots is going to be able to reap the benefits of what Jerod Mayo has already brought into that locker room. But for Robert Kraft to sit there and say that the fans deserve better, yeah, the fans deserve better. You had 2 decades of success. It's an ebb and flow. You ain't got Tom Brady walking through the door, and Bill Belichick's down in North Carolina. So what does that mean? Like most teams in the NFL, when things like this happen, you have to start over. You have to rebuild. You have to reinvent yourself. But to give Gerard Mayo one season and the season doesn't go the way you want it, okay, fine. I understand that. I get that. But give the man ample time. I'm not saying give him a 7-8 year contract. No, give him 2-3 years. Let him build up his personnel. Let him build up his staff. Let him go get the players that he knows is going to be able to run through walls for him. But because it was 4-13, you made the decision to let him go. Here's my thing I'm going to say to Gerard Mayo. I truly hope wherever your next landing job is, I truly hope it is in the division. So that twice a year, you get to stick it to the New England Patriots. Because of what Robert Kraft and the organization just did to you. You can say you believe in his success. You can say that you consider him to be an asset, not only to the team, but to the community. But then show him the door after one season. Look, we all know NFL stands for not for long. But in this case, this man should have been given 2 years to figure it out. Have fun remaining at the bottom of the AFC East. Because I don't know a coach walking in that door who's going to turn around your program and have the success that you're looking for in the 2025-26 season. I truly hope I'm wrong, but I don't see it. Because Bill Parcells ain't walking back through that door. Sean Payton's already in Denver. None of the Shanahans are showing up. So have fun. You are going to become what you don't want to be. Enjoy it. I'm going to take a break. When I come back, I'm going to talk more about the head coaching changes that are going on this Black Monday. Stay tuned. Welcome back into the Sports Arena. Man, Eric Wilson talking about the coaches changes that are happening on this Black Monday within regard to the NFL. I just got done talking about one Gerard Mayo. Let me share with this guy right here. Now, as many of y'all know, Doug Peterson, or as I like to call him, Dougie P, will always have a soft spot in my heart. Why? Because he was the head coach when my team, the Philadelphia Eagles, won their very first Super Bowl. So he will always have a place in my life. I will never say much negativity about Dougie P, except if his coaching calls for it. Now, with regard to what has transpired with Jacksonville, Jacksonville has let him go. The owner, Shad Khan, released a statement basically saying, in part, that he had the difficult task of letting Doug Peterson know that they intend to hire a new head coach. He calls Doug an accomplished football man who will undoubtedly enjoy another chapter in his impressive NFL career. And he, like other owners that I've spoke of previously, will be rooting for Doug. As much as Doug and I both wish his experience at Jacksonville would have ended better, he has an obligation, the owner, Shad Khan, to serve the best interests of the team. Goes on to say he believes it is possible next season. It's very important. He says, I believe it is strongly possible next season to restore the winning environment we had here not long ago. He's going to collaborate with the general manager, Trent Baalke, and others within the organization to hire a leader who shares the ambitions and sees this extraordinary opportunity that will be offered to whoever becomes the new head coach in Jacksonville. All right, Mr. Khan. Let me just say this. While I agree that there is a winning culture that exists in Jacksonville, my question to you is, of the coaches that currently reside in the NFL who do not have a head coaching position, are any of those going to be able to work with Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, and the rest of that team on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball to get you back to being an AFC South division champion? Because let's call a spade a spade. What DeMeco Ryan and CJ Stroud are doing, Houston is standing in your way. So what my question and what I'm really concerned about is, yes, there is an opportunity to get back to your winning ways, but is it about winning the division, or is it about going back to somewhere where you haven't been since 2018, and that is the AFC Championship game? That's where I have to ask, who is going to be that leader amongst men, and what pieces are you either going to attain via trade or try to find in the draft to put the Jacksonville Jaguars back in a winning situation? Injury, as we know, plays a huge factor in this game, and Trevor Lawrence suffered one this season. And yes, number one overall pick, you paid him a lot of money. Your fans expect a product that is beneficial to them spending their hard-earned money to come to your stadium and root for this team. Mind you, you're in a winnable division, because I don't understand, or I'm trying to figure out what is happening in Tennessee with the Titans. Now, I predicted in the preseason this team would get maybe 3-4 wins, and for once in my life, I was right about something. Indianapolis just needs to have a come to Jesus meeting. Either that or Jim Irsay needs to just basically sell the team. But like Jerry Jones and like the Mora family, I don't see that happening. So if you're Jacksonville, if you're the owner, Shad Khan, my question is, who is that guy? I'll be very curious to see who you bring in to replace Doug Peterson, keep the winning culture, find a way to beat Houston and win the AFC South Division title, and make yourself one of those teams that when we get to this point in December and into January, you are one of the teams we're talking about potentially making a run in the postseason, as opposed to saying you're one of the teams that's going to pick in the top 10 in next year's draft. As far as Dougie P goes, I know wherever he lands, he's going to be successful. It's what he does. It's his pedigree. It's his acumen. It's who he is. Like I said, I'll always have a soft spot for him. But wherever he goes, trust and believe. The locker room going to believe in him. The fans are going to believe in him. The organization, damn sure better give him a shot. Because when you do all those three things, Doug Peterson will produce winners, not only for him, not only for the city, but a team that will be talked about with regards to the postseason in the NFL. More coaching changes, or actually a guy that is staying that I'm very surprised about when I return.
Connecting your brain and body with interactive games and tests. Why is there no physical activity in today's health physical? Trazer is an holistic technology used to rehabilitate, prevent falls, and improve sport performance. Trazer Reports provide you, your clinician, your physical therapist, or athletic trainer objective data to make decisions on your health and performance over time. Measure what matters to change your game. Take the Trazer Challenge. Confidence, growth, connected by Trazer.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Your man Eric Wilson in for the Sports Arena, talking about Black Monday here. And this next team that I'm going to talk about, this is one that I really was surprised by the decision made to keep their head coach. Now, listen, I like Brian Daboll. I think he's got a lot of energy. I think the players believe in him. I think that he is a great man within the New York area. And he has that factor of not only how to handle his players, but how to get the most out of his players. The statement from the Giants president, Jim Mara, basically saying, now that their season is over, they felt it necessary to make the statement that Brian Daboll will continue in his role as head coach of the New York Football Giants. They, meaning the ownership, Mara and Steve Tisch, remain confident that their vision for the team is one that will be met. So we know about the New York Football Giants, a team that I think either the first or second year that Daboll was the head coach, they shocked a lot of people and started the season 6-2, and they rolled themselves into the postseason. Granted, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, wild card weekend or even divisional round, the Giants made some noise. Hence the reason Daniel Jones got a 4-year, $160 million contract, which a lot of people, including myself, were very surprised. But there was opportunity for the success of the New York Football Giants to get back to being that team that just loves to beat up on people, not only within the division, but throughout the entire NFL. So now the question is, who's running the ship right now? Does Daboll have control of being able to bring in his team, his personnel, in order to get the Giants back to winning ways? And I was having this conversation earlier when a question was asked to me. And I want to read this to you. The question was asked, do we think the Giants are going to pull a Bears move and make negative off-season moves, and then mid-season Brian Daboll is let go? Interesting question. Because if he is unable to bring in a true quarterback, someone who is not only going to be serviceable, but someone who's going to be that guy on the field, you know, the quarterback head coach combination has got to be one of the strongest pieces of the nucleus of a team. It's one thing for, quarterback, wide receiver. Your defense has got to be solid. Special teams has got to be able to do their thing. All three phases. We know that. But the communication that exists between a head coach and a quarterback is paramount to the success of the team. And so whomever the Giants are able to bring in, there has to be an immediate impact. Or this might be Brian Daboll's last season with the New York Football Giants. But making negative, or I don't have to say dumb, off-season moves that we just are head scratchers. Like, why did you do that when you knew you needed this? I think then when the draft comes around in April and we see what the 2025 New York Giants look like, I think that's going to be the question. Because if Brian Daboll doesn't have a record that is benefiting to the Mara family, or even within the division of the NFC East, which right now, as we know, it's a two-horse race between the Washington Commanders and my Philadelphia Eagles. Because Dallas is just a cluster. But the Giants just seem to be at the bottom. So if they need to seriously throw their chips in and make some moves this offseason, because if they don't, my fear is that Daboll is not going to be around. And if they do fire him mid-season, they will have truly nobody to blame but themselves, because there are head coaches out there right now who some might feel are better than Daboll, but it's about finding the right combination of players and of people to make the team successful. All right, I got one last topic I want to talk about here tonight, and I know y'all heard about it. This one right here. Tyreek Hill basically speaking to the media, and in no way, shape, form, wasn't hiding it, wasn't saying how. I mean, we always talk about wanting the transparency. Well, with Tyreek Hill, we got it. We got the transparency as far as what he is going to do or what he wants to do. Let me go ahead and pull up this video so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. And I'll do that in just a moment. All right, here is the video of Tyreek Hill speaking to the media and basically speak for himself and tell you what he got to say.
To 1,000 yards this season.
I mean, it is what it is, man. It's life, man. You know, I feel like at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that, you know, I need to reassess, you know, about, you know, my career and, you know, just see what I need to do, you know, to continue to get better, you know, as a player, so I can continue to, like, reach that 1,000-yard mark. So it is what it is.
What do you think is the biggest reason the team finished 8 and 9?
I would say for me, man, as a captain, you know, it was a tough season, man. It sucks, man, missing QB1, man. It really hurts a lot, man. You know, not having him, but, you know, Snoop did a great job of, you know, filling in whenever he learned the offense, you know, getting us going. But, you know, whenever you're missing, you know, your franchise player, man, it kind of sucks. So.
As a captain, what was the message you got to these guys in the offseason? You won't feel this at the end of the season.
I don't even know, bro. You know, this is my first time I haven't been in the playoffs, man. So, I mean, for me, like I said, man, I just got to do what's best for me and my family, dog. If that's here or that's wherever the case may be, man, I'm finna open that door for myself, dog. As I'm opening the door, like I'm out, bro. You know, so it was great playing here, but, you know, at the end of the day, bro, I got to do what's best for, you know, for my career and, you know, what's best because I'm too much of a competitor to be, just out there.
Mean you thinking about leaving here?
If it is, hey, it gets.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Tyreek Hill, in a nutshell, and shout out to the Miami Herald for that one. Man said it. He said he out. He said he's done. Done playing in Miami. So, again, head scratcher for me. Because, Tyreek, you left the current two-time Super Bowl defending champion Kansas City Chiefs. You was on that squad. Everybody loved you. You was outrunning people, giving peace signs as you was running by them. Super Bowls, playoffs. You made the decision to go somewhere else. I mean, isn't it the age-old adage, the grass ain't always greener on the other side? Well, now you getting a taste of what it ain't. And so now you're ready again to leave. Out the door. Are you going to the highest bidder? Are you trying to go to a playoff team? Is your impact going to be the difference why a team goes from middle of the road to the postseason? That's what I want to know. Because as Tyreek just said, this is the first year that he is not in the playoffs. Okay. Does that mean that as a leader, which you said you are, doesn't that mean that you and the team go back to the drawing board and figure out what pieces are necessary to get y'all back to the postseason? Again, in a division that is Buffalo's and has been Buffalo's over the last few years since Brady and the New England Patriots basically went their separate ways? That's what I have an issue with. You didn't get there this year. Again, injuries play a huge factor in this game. Coaching matters. Athletes matter. Players matter. The team matters. But because you're not in the postseason, now you want to go somewhere else. Let me be very clear. I'm not an owner, not a general manager, not even a coach. But the question that I seriously have to ask all three of those types of individuals is, do you want Tyreek in your locker room, knowing that if you don't make the postseason, he might just jump ship? Because as he says, he has to do what is best for his family. And I don't disagree with that. But if this is your first time, not your fifth or your seventh or your 10th or your 12th, or you ain't been to the playoffs since 95, that's going to be the deciding factor, the determining reason why you stay versus why you leave. And again, you was on a team that was winning, that was in the playoffs. Had you stayed in Kansas City, you'd be on course to be a team to actually three-peat, have the potential to do so, have the number one bye. But you left all that. So now what? Is there some type of reconciliation that you and the Miami Dolphins can come to? Because we know that at the end of the day, yes, cooler heads should prevail. But you already put it out there. I'm on the market. So let's see what happens in the offseason where Tyreek Hill lands. Because I'm going to have even more questions about what makes the most sense. And is he a locker room guy? Because this business should have never been put on Front Street. Just my opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for your man, Eric Wilson, for the Sports Arena. Thank you so much for being a part of my show here with me in 2025. Stay tuned because there's a lot about to happen. Not just with the National Scouting Combine, but with the Sports Arena itself. Everybody stay blessed, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle.